Like maybe when I think about it more, maybe it'll redeem itself a little bit. Maybe, no, I just can't come around to it.
Oh, so it's that time. Good morning, everyone. Here we are in sunny Port Canaveral. As pretty as she is, kinda sucks. They're fueling the ship over here. Of course, as I've said many times, the Mardi Gras is LNG, liquid natural gas. So there they are doing all that. It's like 8:15. I'm really pressing my luck. I have to be out of the room by 8:30. Dining ends at 8:30, so I've got to really rush this morning to get up and get breakfast before I have to depart and get off the ship, make my way over to Orlando, and get out of Florida. So it's been an amazing cruise, and I'm really sad to be leaving the Mardi Gras, but only a month left until my next cruise, because I'm going on the Carnival Horizon the first week of September. So make sure you're subscribed down below, because we're going to have a lot of Carnival Horizon 8-day southern itinerary: Aruba, Curacao, Amber Cove, and La Romana. You're not going to want to miss that, and I'm not going to want to miss breakfast, so I got to hurry up. Having breakfast this morning at Cucina del Capitano. They serve breakfast all cruise, but on Debarkation Day, they're one of the places that also has breakfast while you're waiting to get off the ship. And it's currently 8:29. I just got seated, and they actually close at 8:30, so hopefully this will take a while. All guests have to be off the ship by 10, but I'm trying to wait as late as I can since my flight's not till 1 o'clock. Starting out the morning with some orange juice. Yum. Carnival has such good orange juice. It's basically just sugar and I think a little bit of orange flavor swirled around in it. And then a croissant and an apple Danish. And of course, Debarkation Day, have to have the coffee. So here is breakfast, and it looks amazing. I'm really so far surprised at the quality of the food, and I'm kind of sad I didn't eat in Cucina for breakfast sooner, but I got the French toast. It looks like there's a caramelized banana here with it. I don't know why I just said banana that way, banana, but it's a banana. And then some, looks like some cream and syrup to go on top of that. And then I also got scrambled eggs, and they gave me a lot of those. And of course, the Carnival hash browns for the last day because they're delicious, and also some pork sausage. So this looks like a treat. Okay, don't anyone judge me because I'm on a cruise still. This is my second French toast, and that's just, I'm gonna leave that as a testament of how good this French toast is in Cucina for breakfast. So good, and I can't believe I didn't come in here sooner on the cruise. I feel bad now because I feel like I would have been here every day eating this. The breakfast at Cucina del Capitano was probably one of the best meals I've had the entire cruise. Everything was hot. You saw I had the 2 helpings of French toast. Everything came out very quickly, within 15 minutes actually. So I was very pleased with that. Like I said, I was just saddened that I didn't go there earlier because I feel like that whole experience and that whole breakfast was just absolutely fantastic. Much better breakfast than I've had in past cruises on Carnival in the main dining room. So the food was so hot, it all tasted so fresh, it was all so quickly delivered to the table. The staff was on point. So thumbs up, 10 out of 10 for that breakfast at Cucina. Don't miss it. They're open for breakfast, I think, every day of the cruise. So get in there before Debarkation morning. I'm on deck 8 out here at Summer Landing and just watching all the folks carry their bags from the terminal building over to the parking garage. A lot of folks. So I guess Debarkation is going a little slow this morning. Seems like there have been a lot of traffic jams. Of course, this is the first time that the new Terminal 3, which is right here, has hosted a debarkation from a cruise, because last week when we got on, first cruise to embark from here, there was no one getting off the ship. How beautiful the Mardi Gras is this morning. Got the Allure of the Seas parked back there, back behind us. I still don't think Royal is sailing yet from Port Canaveral, so I think it's just in probably getting supplies and stuff. But I don't think they're embarking on any cruises today. There's also the Disney something other back there. They actually leave on their first cruise, I think tomorrow, which is Sunday. The first cruise out of Port Canaveral, the first Disney cruise out since the shutdown. I did carry all my stuff on board, so I technically could disembark at any time. However, I have a afternoon flight, so I'm sort of just biding my time and waiting as much as I can before I head out and leave the ship, because I'd much rather wait here on the ship than over at the airport. Goodbye aft infinity pool that I never, not once got in. I don't really get in pools on cruise ships. Never got in it, but this is a brilliant pool right here on the back of the ship. I mean, to be able to turn around in the pool when you're maybe having a drink and see the aft view, it's amazing. Oh, another announcement. They're getting us off the ship. You can see the heavy operation here to load up supplies for the next cruise. There's trucks down here everywhere, bringing in the food, bringing in the merchandise, bringing in all the things they're gonna need for the second sailing Carnival Mardi Gras. So there's a logjam of folks trying to get out of the port right now, and it's not very good. There's folks everywhere, huge lines of folks, and it is 10 o'clock in the morning. So I've never seen such a traffic jam in any port ever of people like this trying to get on transportation over to the airport. So this could be interesting.
So it's now been a few days since my trip on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on the ship. Did I like it? Did I not like it? What were some things that I liked versus disliked? I want to start off by saying that I really enjoyed this cruise overall. I am an avid fan of Carnival Cruise Line. This was actually my 12th cruise overall and my 10th Carnival cruise. So I have been on a number of cruises. I know what to expect from Carnival when I go on their ships and just on cruises in general. So I'm not a newbie to this. I understand cruising and how it works. So I'm coming from that vantage point when I review the Mardi Gras. Let me just say I was so excited for the Mardi Gras. I've been looking forward to the Mardi Gras ever since it was announced years ago. As I said in the vlogs, I chased the inaugural every time it was announced and re-announced. I was booking and rebooking and just hoping I would be able to be on the first sailing until it happened. So with all that said, it met expectations, y'all. The ship met expectations, and there were no disappointments here. However, I do have some good things that I really liked about the ship, and then I have some bad things, some really bad things that I did not like about the ship, and I think you should know about those before you sail on the Mardi Gras. So we're gonna get to the bad here in just a minute. I'm gonna start with the good first though. So starting off with the things that I like, number one was the ship design. Now, of course, this is a brand new build for Carnival Cruise Line, the excellent class of ships, of which there are currently 3 planned, so there will be 2 more sister ships planned in addition to the Mardi Gras. But I enjoyed the ship design. It was amazing to be on this mega ship, the first ever for Carnival Cruise Line. From the moment I first laid eyes on the ship when I was coming across over into Port Canaveral, it was so exciting to see because it was like huge, but it was beautiful. But the details that have been put into this ship, and it just flows so nicely from one area of the ship to the other. The dining venues, they're beautifully done. So I'm really, really happy with the ship design. It's continuing on this design of their ships that Carnival's done since the Carnival Breeze, where it's more of a resort style feeling instead of the gaudy stuff that Carnival used to put on their ships. So I really like the ship design. And with that, I like the 6 new zones. I like how the ship is so big, it gave them so much room that they could work with, that they could have these 6 new zones. So you can go from New Orleans, maybe you're having a drink or having dinner in the New Orleans section. The next you want to go out to Summer Landing and you have a completely different experience. It's as you walk throughout Mardi Gras, it's all these different experiences on one ship, and those 6 different zones help you to feel like you're in a different location. And it also, if you're on a 7-day cruise, you're not going to get bored because it's so massive. By the 3rd day of the cruise, you're still coming into places and areas of the ship that you've not been before. So amazing new zones to discover on Carnival Mardi Gras. Another thing I really liked about it was the number of pools and hot tubs. Now there are a couple of exclusive areas that not just anyone can access. That's the Havana area and Loft 19. I did not go to those, I did not review those. But as far as public pools and public areas that you can go to, it seemed like there were a lot around the ship. I'm not one who goes to the pools and hot tubs on a cruise ship. But if you do, I can see how you would have plenty of space. And actually, for the first couple of days of the cruise, when I would walk by some of the pools and the hot tubs, there was like no one in them. It was virtually empty. And I know we were sailing with reduced capacity on this ship, but it still felt like there was room for everyone. On deck 8 is the deck of the ship where it kind of hangs out over the ocean a little bit. There were a lot of pools, a lot of hot tubs on that deck, and also up on the Lido deck, on the aft of the Lido deck, there were more hot tubs. more pools. Of course, you got the main Lido deck there in the pool. You go all the way forward on the ship to the Serenity area, and there were hot tubs up there. So it just felt like there were plenty of pools and hot tubs. But let me know down in the comments, if you go to the pool and the hot tub and you've been on the Mardi Gras, was there space? Because it was just my perception, just walking around, that there were a lot of pools. So how did we feel about that? Let me know. The next thing that I really liked was the Grand Central Atrium. I feel like that was very well done. But let me specify just a bit. I like the huge glass window that you can look out and see the ocean and you're sailing. And that first day when I woke up that first sea day and walked to breakfast and I walked by there, I was like, whoa, like this is amazing. Like to be able to see the ocean, and you're right there on deck 6, so you're pretty close to the water, and to see it going by, it was beautiful. It was like nothing I've seen on a cruise ship before. That was one of my favorite areas, one of my favorite parts of the Mardi Gras. And then how they can transform it very quickly into sort of a theater style setting. They can pull the screens down, the dancers come out, you got the music, they can have shows there, game shows, they have bingo. Perfect, like central setting. You know, if you're walking from different parts of the ship on deck 6, 7, and 8, you can see the Grand Central Atrium. So you might just be walking to get to dinner or something, and you're like, oh wow, they're playing music, and you stop and listen to the music for a bit. So it's a great way to bring people together on the Mardi Gras, and I'm really happy about the Grand Central Atrium and think it was executed very, very well. In addition to that, I really like the Mardi Gras Theater. I am glad to see Carnival having an actual theater of decent size on their cruise ships, because I know that's been a complaint, especially on the Vista class, that they were too small. Not on the Mardi Gras Theater. Because they have, I think, the Grand Central Atrium that I just mentioned, I think they have an area where they can have shows going on at both times, so not everyone is flocking to just one theater and it's overcrowded and you can't find seats. I never found seating to be an issue in the Mardi Gras Theater. I like the way that it's laid out. I like the seats. It feels like you're in a theater on land, you know, so kudos to Carnival on the Mardi Gras Theater. Very well done. Please keep that soft theater on your future ships, please. Another thing that I really liked, and you might have already seen my video on the food reviews of the Mardi Gras. There's so many places to eat, and if you've not, make sure you go check that video out. But I loved all the food options. So many food options on this ship that I actually kept a spreadsheet of each day, and not even just each day, but each meal, broken down each meal where I would be eating, because I had to plan it that meticulously because there were so many places that I wanted to eat on the Mardi Gras and only had 7 days to do it. So I was really happy about all the dining locations, and I felt overall there were some places that really were struggling on the Mardi Gras. And I do realize it was its first cruise and things have to be ironed out, but overall the food was good on the Mardi Gras, and what I would expect from Carnival Cruise Line. Now, related to the food is Guy's Burger Joint, and I really liked how they have expanded this space for the Mardi Gras. As I mentioned in some of my videos, typically Guy's Burger Joint is sort of very small on some of the other Carnival ships. It's located right near the Lido pool, so you get a big line and it's hard for people to maneuver around the Lido deck. But this time it was up a deck higher from the Lido deck and just a little bit back from the main pool area where folks are. And it actually felt more like a restaurant because they added more seating area. There was a larger line for folks to get hamburgers. So really enjoyed the expanded Guy's Burger Joint. And I really enjoyed one of my favorite parts of the Mardi Gras, if not my favorite thing, was Shaq's Big Chicken. I still can't get over how good that chicken sandwich was, y'all. I rated it my #1 venue on the Carnival Mardi Gras for food. If you didn't see my food review, I gave it a perfect 10 out of 10 rating because Shaq's Big Chicken is where it's at. So it's one of my favorite things on the Mardi Gras. You have to go there and eat. Book a cruise just to eat there. I promise it'll be worth it. Another thing I really liked about the Mardi Gras were the staterooms. They're very beautiful on this ship. I enjoyed, I had a standard balcony room and I really enjoyed the layout. This was the first time that I've had a balcony where the bed was actually closer to the bathroom than it was the door. And I actually liked that. I felt like it gave me a lot of room near the door to the balcony. So I enjoyed that particular layout. And I know it's not that same layout. I know it alternates between the bed being there, the bed being by the door throughout the Mardi Gras in those balcony rooms, but I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the colors and the aesthetics of the stateroom. It's a little bit different than the other Carnival ships, and I liked that. It felt like well, of course it was a brand new ship, but it really felt new, it felt clean, it felt energized. So I really enjoyed the stateroom and all the finishings throughout the room. You know, you had that big rounded mirror with a sort of like a ring light around it. That was nice. You had the little desk vanity area where you could sit. You had tons of storage. You had the sofa that pulled out. The bathroom was completely different from anything we've seen on Carnival Cruise Line before, including a glass shower door. So I really like that. And I also like that there's so many more options now for staterooms on the Mardi Gras far more than what we've seen on other Carnival ships. Of course, you still have the standard staterooms, you have the family harbor rooms, you have the Havana rooms, but now you have the Excel suites, which adds so many more rooms to the ship. There were front Excel suites, there were back Excel suites, there were presidential Excel, so many options on this ship. And then finally, I really liked the Hub app experience that was happening on the Mardi Gras. Now, I know the Hub app is on a lot of other Carnival ships, but it felt like, given all the additional restaurants, all the additional eateries, the ability to eat at Cucina del Capitano, Shebang, for dinner, and it was complimentary. Pig and Anchor is another one you could eat at, and it was just so easy to go on there and check in for dinner or to make reservations. I booked my shore excursion that I took in Nassau on there. So Carnival is continually stepping up their game with the Hub app experience, and it was this cruise where I really felt like they knocked it out of the park. It's the perfect experience for a ship like the Mardi Gras, where there's so much to offer. You can even go on there and make your Bolt reservation to ride Bolt and pay for that on the Hub app. So I felt like it was integrated very well with the cruising experience on the Mardi Gras. All right, y'all, so now we're gonna go into the bad. And before y'all read me down in the comments for some of these bad things, I just want to say that I love Carnival. This was my 10th Carnival cruise. How appropriate my 10th was on the Mardi Gras, right? But I'm not mad at Carnival or anything. I'm not dissing Carnival. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts and things they might be able to improve. So here is the bad and the things to look out for on the Mardi Gras. First of all, and one of the things I liked the least about the Mardi Gras was the size of the Punchliner Comedy Club and the Limelight Lounge. Folks, can we talk about how small the Punchliner Comedy Club was? And I really want to know, because I thought they were small on the Vista class ships. And the Punchliner Comedy Club is no bigger on the Mardi Gras, and I was actually in there almost every night. I would regularly be looking around thinking, is this bigger than those on the Vista class or no? I couldn't really tell. I felt like they almost felt a little bit smaller even than those on the Vista class. Now, they were doing comedy in the Mardi Gras Theater. They would do a late night show every other night throughout the sailing. They were doing comedy in the Limelight Lounge, the PG only shows. So they were spreading comedy out across the ship a little bit, but still, the Punchliner Comedy Club and Limelight Lounge were way too small for the comedy crowds. It needs to be bigger. If I'm having to line up 30 to 45 minutes before the show just to be guaranteed a seat, it's too small, y'all. This is a mega ship. It needs to have a mega lounge for comedy, because I feel like that's the hot place to go at night, right? That's where a lot of folks like to be. Also the piano bar, same thing with the piano bar. The piano bar was about the same size as what you got on the Vista class ships. Hardly big enough for a mega ship. Carnival, come on. I know you had very limited space to put things. You wanted to put these other new things, the bright, shiny new things, but you should have given a little bit more thought. And I hope on the Celebration and Excel number 3, by the way, what do y'all think Excel number 3 name's gonna be? I'm thinking Tropical, Jubilee, Carnival. What do y'all think it's gonna be? Let me know that down in the comments. I'm interested to know. They know the name. Christine Duffy said they know the name, but what do y'all think Excel number 3 is gonna be named? But that's beside the point. I just hope whatever Excel number 3 is, I hope they have a bigger Punchliner Comedy Club. I hope they have a bigger piano bar. I hope they have a bigger Limelight Lounge. Y'all need it. Speaking of small, did you see the elevators on Carnival Mardi Gras? Carnival, why are the elevators so small? Also, we're in the midst of a pandemic and folks are supposed to be social distancing. No social distancing markers anywhere. I was just sailing on Royal Caribbean the month before, and there was social distancing outside the elevator, saying no more than 3 or 4 people, and make sure a lot of them are of the same party, whatever it said. There was nothing like that on the Mardi Gras. So I would get on the elevator and like 15 other people would be up in my business on that elevator. Carnival, you need a little bit bigger elevators on your mega ships. Those elevators were too tiny. We're all claustrophobic up in those things. The elevators were always clogged. There was always people waiting to get on the elevators. I don't care what time of day it was. There was always people waiting. There was a large group of people gathered just looking at the elevators hoping that one would come. So there needs to be improvement in the size of the elevators and maybe the speed of them as well. I mean, you've got a ship with like 19 decks. You got a lot of people to move up and down. You either need bigger elevators, more elevators, something. Carnival, figure it out for me. The next thing on my list of things I did not like, and I don't want to beat this dead horse much longer, but it's Shebang. I just did not care for Shebang at all. It was not good. The service wasn't good. The more I think about it, I'm like, maybe when I think about it more, maybe it'll redeem itself a little bit. Maybe, no, I just can't come around to it. Carnival, just replace it with GG's. Put GG's back, charge folks $12 to eat dinner there, you know, have the lunch offering for free or whatever. Please bring GG back. Put GG's on Celebration and XL number 3. The next thing I didn't really like, and this is not a big thing, but there was no wow moment when I entered the Mardi Gras, other than it being a brand new ship that I'd waited a long time to sail. You know when you sail on a Vista class ship and you walk on board and you're there in the atrium and you look up and see that what do they call it, the viewscape or whatever, all the way up 2 or 3 decks, and it's like, wow, I'm on like a Carnival cruise and this is amazing. When you walk on the Carnival Mardi Gras, you're looking at like a wall right in front of you, and you have to like turn left and walk a little ways before you get into the grand atrium. So it would have been nice, you know, if they had made it some way, maybe put the grand atrium on the other side of the ship and you walk in and see it there or something. I don't know. But it wasn't a very grand spectacle of an entrance. So that was another thing that I noticed. Again, not a deal breaker. It wasn't anything huge, but I was just like, this was kind of meh for boarding your mega ship, your flagship. And one more bad thing before we get to the really bad thing that I want to tell you about. Debarkation was a little rough, and again, it could have been, this was the first time that a ship had debarked at the new Terminal 3 at Port Canaveral. Not sure, but it seemed like there was just a bottleneck of people trying to get off the ship. They said multiple times, they came over the loudspeaker while debarkation was going on, like, no one else come down here, there's a lot of people gathered, you know, no one else come, we've not called anymore. So it just seemed like there were a lot of people. It took them a long time to get off the ship. I know folks were having issues getting their luggage inside the terminal. Then when I actually left the terminal building, there were just so many folks lined up for transportation. I mean, you were talking about an hour wait for an Uber or a Lyft or a rideshare because there were so many people. So I don't know. I don't know if that had to do with the port or if that was Carnival or what, but the debarkation process on this cruise specifically, because I can't speak for the other ones, was not very good. And finally, probably the worst thing, the thing I liked the least about this cruise, the thing that I would implore Carnival to improve is those buttons on the doors. Folks, why can't we just have automatic doors that open when they like sense me? I know you're probably trying to save some energy from folks just walking by and it opens, but I don't understand why I have to go up and press a button on each door to get through the sliding door. Why can't we just let it be automatic like it is everywhere else? Also, this is very problematic during a pandemic. We are in a pandemic and you're asking people to touch a common area every time they walk through the ship. I mean, folks have food in their hands. These were in the Lido. The worst one was when you were trying to go from Shaq's Hot Chicken into the Lido Marketplace. That door, I could press that thing 15 times before it opened. So these doors are very problematic, and it's also causing people to touch a common surface during a pandemic just moments before they were going to go grab some food and put it in their mouth. So I don't know who thought that one up, but that needs to change. Just let us go back to the automatic doors. Why do we have to press a button? Maybe it's a setting that they had on, and maybe it did look like the door should be automatic. I did notice the sensors overhead. Let's just turn that on, Carnival. Let these ships have automatic doors. Don't be making us touch buttons to open the door, because that sort of defeats the purpose of all the protocols you're making us go through for the sailing. I would judge that as the worst thing on the Carnival Mardi Gras. And folks, let me say, if a button on a door is the worst thing I can say about a new ship, then I would say thumbs up on that ship. Carnival Mardi Gras is an amazing ship. It's a beautiful ship. You're gonna have a fantastic vacation if you go. I love the Mardi Gras, and I'll absolutely be sailing on her again. I'll be booking Celebration for one of her first cruises. I'll be on XL3, I'm sure, which I think it's gonna be in Galveston. Where do y'all think it's gonna be? Galveston's starting to put LNG down there, so I think it's gonna be located in Galveston. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think the name of XL3 is gonna be, and where do you think it's gonna be located? I'm going with I'm going with Tropical and Galveston, but interesting to know what you think too. Thank you all so much for watching this video and listening to my thoughts on the Mardi Gras. I hope you found it helpful. That's my goal in making all the videos that I do. I know sometimes I give some hard truths, but that's because I want you to find it helpful. That's because I want to help you that are planning your vacations at home. That's always why I watched YouTube videos and vloggers. I wanted to get information about trips I was planning or about to go on. So I just want to be a help to you guys, and I hope that I have been with this video and this vlog series. This concludes Carnival Mardi Gras inaugural vlog series. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've watched all of them, thank you so much. I appreciate how you've helped my channel grow over the past month. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, check right now if you're subscribed to my channel. If you're not, I'd like you to go down there right now, hit subscribe. We have a lot of cruising content just around the corner. In fact, in just a week or two, I'll be embarking on another cruise and bringing you that here on Zach the Traveling Man. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.